right, I've said so many times, I would rather, and I'm dead serious with it, I'd rather have part of my ear shot off than be under all those indictments. And to have the president of that classified document, mishandling of classified documents, and all the other one has just, you know.
It's a huge win. Huge win for President Trump, but huge for the Constitution and the rule of law. And I think just underscoring how all these cases are lawfare at its worst. All these cases are political. So, and I think the judge based a lot of her decision on Justice Thomas's concurring opinion in the immunity case. So, great win for the Constitution, great win for the rule of law, great win, frankly, for the legislature.
But in order to prosecute someone, you have to have authority.
Right.
And where is the legislative authority for the Attorney General to appoint an outside counsel to prosecute someone with an unlimited budget and to get an unlimited staff?
Yep, it's not there, and that's what the judge found. And we actually raised this issue. One of our good members, Thomas Massey, raised this issue when we had Merrick Garland in front of our committee a couple of weeks ago. And it was great to see that the court saw it the way the Constitution, I think, says it has to be done. You have to have someone who's created in an office, but created by the legislature, created by the Congress, and then in that position before they can be this special counsel. You just can't do it executive branch. So good win for us, and a good win for the president.
No, it's a good win for the Constitution because I don't think people realize how tough it is to be under an indictment. I mean, you know, you see Trump so many times under indictment that you sort of think it's water off a duck's back. But it is not easy when, you know, every day you're dealing with something like that.
And he dealt with it in 4 different places, not to mention what they were trying to do with the 14th Amendment. I mean, on and on it goes, and they were all political.
So what happens? Where would it go?
Well, it's going to get appealed. That's what the Justice Department has said. But I think he's going to win not only this appeal, I think he's going to win the appeal on the Bragg case. I mean, that case was crazy. We had a hearing a couple weeks ago in the committee where experts come in and outline why that case was handled so badly, so poorly, that whole trial up in New York. So I think that one of the many wins the president's had in the last few weeks. He was great in the debate. We had those 3 Supreme Court decisions the next day, Chevron, the Fisher decision, the immunity decision. And, of course, we had yesterday, after the tragedies of Saturday, we had yesterday where J.D. Vance is picked and the president comes out at 10 o'clock. And this place was amazing. I mean, just the energy, you could just feel it.
Do you know, though, I would have actually, I'm obviously not the federal judge in the case, but I would have thrown the case out in Florida under selective prosecution because I cannot for the life of me understand. First of all, I don't think he was going to do anything with state secrets, but I don't think Bill Clinton was going to do anything with the state secrets in his pockets. Hillary Clinton with the server, I didn't think she was going to do anything. Vice President Pence, I don't think President Biden was going to do anything. I think they're all sloppy people. But having said that, why do you pick out one guy to prosecute him?
Exactly.
That's the problem.
Particularly in light of what Special Counsel Hur found, where Joe Biden knowingly disclosed classified information, gave it to someone who wasn't allowed to get it, didn't have a clearance, and then he spells out the motive for doing so. He said he had 8 million reasons to ignore classified procedures because he was writing a book for which he got an $8 million advance. So when you're not going to prosecute that, or not recommend prosecution for that, and then you're going to do this against President Trump, I think showing that the Justice Department is not impartial like it's supposed to be. It's selective prosecution, as you just said.
But why I don't understand how Special Counsel Jack Smith sort of, quote, survives. I mean, he prosecuted Governor McDonnell from Virginia. And he ruined his life. He was convicted, but it went up to the Supreme Court, and it was reversed. Not just little itty-bitty reversed, 9-0. Right. It showed that this special prosecutor, Jack Smith, doesn't know the Constitution. So now, you know, fast forward to now, the same thing, and yet he keeps getting chosen for these really sketchy prosecutions.
Yeah, and Merrick Garland told our committee, when he was asked about Jack Smith, he said, I picked him, and I didn't pick someone who had been approved by the Senate, who was in an office created by the legislature. He said, I picked Jack Smith because I didn't want it to be political. Baloney. You picked him because he's a political guy. But remember, he's the one 12 years ago who was looking for ways to prosecute the very people that the IRS was targeting. He was looking to prosecute the victims in those cases. So, yeah, it's political. God bless Judge Cannon in the ruling she brought down. So
what's the story with this? Look, I have a real problem also, as you know, that Merrick Garland won't turn over that audio tape.
I know.
That the audio, the special counsel, Hur, interviewed the president, and we got the transcript, and there obviously are little defects in the edits in the transcript. They can be tiny ones, insignificant, or they can be big, and we only know if they're big if we get that audio tape. You've asked for that audio tape, and the Attorney General won't turn it over. He's saying executive privilege, but there's no executive privilege that applies to someone who's not an advisor to the president, and Hur isn't an advisor. He was investigating.
He's an investigator, so there can't be a privilege there. But even if there was, they've waived it because they gave us the transcript, and Merrick Garland gave us the full report, which he doesn't have to do. So I agree with you. I don't know that there's a privilege, but if there is, they've already waived it.
There can't possibly be a privilege. Can't possibly. Anyway, Chairman Jim Jordan, nice to see you, sir. Welcome to Wisconsin.
Good to be here.